Really?
I'd like to call to order the Finance Committee meeting for September 24th, 2024 at 5:30 PM. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Attendance roll call.
Alderpersons Wolf,
Here.
Schrader,
Here.
Madden. We
Here.
have a quorum present.
Thank you. Public meeting notice.
The meeting was noticed in accordance with the open meeting law on Friday, September 20th, 2024.
Thank you. There are no license approval. New business. Recommend approval of a memorandum of understanding for the Muskego, Norway School Resource Officer Program and Police Security Services for Muskego High School extracurricular activities for 2024-2025 school year.
Move to approve. Second.
Any questions?
Yeah, I do have a question. We're splitting the costs on that, correct?
Correct.
And I did see in there that it is football games and so on, that it's straight time. We're not paying the officers overtime for that? We're splitting straight time?
Chief? No, wait 1 second.
Mike 1
All right.
and 2.
Well, now 2.
No, he's changed it.
They're both on.
Yes, it's currently at straight time. That's just to pass the way it's been set up for years. There really is no change with the SRO contract that we've been dealing with. I believe off the top of my head, it's 65% is what the school district pays for the wages of the officers. But then on the extracurricular activities that are kind of part of it that are assigned, we send a bill, an invoice to the school district for those special events. But we have somewhat of a right of first refusal on those. That's why it's at straight time.
But now the officers getting paid overtime for that?
Correct.
Okay, so how do we change that in the contract? I mean, I'd like to see that split evenly. I mean, we're providing something that they need, and also we're doing a community service, but I don't know why we wouldn't split the costs evenly through the whole thing. I mean, I know some districts or some cities hire the officer themselves and pay them straight time rather than run it through the police department. So, and they can use full uniforms and everything's all supported, but that's just something, I know it's all coming out of the same pockets, but it's coming out of our budget and not theirs. And what we've been doing is we've been moving more stuff over from operational to capital. And I'm just looking at all these signals here, what's going to happen to the operational budget in the long run, and it's just a little concerning for me. But that's just a question I bring up is why don't we do that?
I will tell you that's something that's on my list for negotiations with the school district to increase that in the future.
Yeah, I'd like to at least see, I mean, we're already at this budget process now. It's probably not too late, but it's too late. And I'd like to probably see it for the following year to be added on there where we split the costs evenly on everything we do with them. I mean, I think it's only fair to ask. Thanks.
We can, there's no reason we can't propose it before we send this forward.
We haven't signed it yet. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's still open. We don't have to take what, is offered. So
Okay, fine.
I
Just
can
let
go
us know
back.
what happens,
Where's the rest of the committee on this?
Yeah, I think you should just word it, all costs should be split evenly. It'd be the easiest thing to do.
Well, right now they're paying more than half.
65 on.
Well,
on
no,
the
they're
other-
paying.
He said 65, right?
But I think it's 50. We changed it, didn't we?
No,
Couple years ago?
it's 65.
Is it? Okay. I know we changed it a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I glanced through it. I should have probably read it more thoroughly, but I just looked for the highlights that I wanted to talk about.
Went from 50 to 65, right?
It's 65% is basically that covers
They're-
2/3 of the
they're
year for
paying
their normal
65%, okay.
wages, benefits package, and we get a check that covers that for those 3 SRO positions. The overtime in addition, where for these special events like your homecoming, your football games, a couple of the basketball games, any of those marquee events, they request certain coverage, and that's where the payment goes back from the school district. Now, if it's a big event, like, for example, the Muskego football game, we consider part of that also a community service based on
Right.
there could be 6,000 people there.
Yeah, I know, like I said, other communities will actually, I've seen that where they will hire a police officer at their straight time and run it through the school pricing where it doesn't even affect the city. I mean, there's a lot of different ways if you look around how you can do it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it's not an overall bad deal for doing 65. I missed that part of it, but
I mean, even with them paying the straight time and we're picking up the overtime, they're paying 1/3, they're paying 2/3, we're paying 1/3, so it's,
plus the benefits, yeah.
right.
Okay, thanks.
Any other comments? So, do you want me to negotiate that for this contract, or?
I think you talk to them and see what they say.
All right.
Try to at least get it for the following year.
The rest of the committee, okay with that?
Yeah.
Can't hurt.
Yep.
Okay. So, do you want to defer this to the next meeting? We have time.
Yeah, sure.
I'll need a motion to defer.
Moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes, or it's deferred, sorry. Voucher approval.
Sorry. Okay. Recommend approval of utility vouchers in the amount of $32,341.49.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
Recommend approval of general fund vouchers in the amount of $729,710.01.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
Recommend approval of wire transfers for debt service in the amount of $69,635.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
And recommend approval of wire transfers for payroll invoice transmittals in the amount of $420,846.07.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Finance Director's report, there is none. Any communications or miscellaneous business? Seeing none, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? We're adjourned at 5:37.